All right. In one of my previous videos, I did address the Business Development Center as a growing trend, and it really is starting to become the norm on how dealerships are operating today and handling new traffic as well as trying to handle their existing customer base. I did also talk about how the Business Development Center is affecting the salesperson on the showroom floor and how it is kind of inviting and creating some behavior habits that really are almost telling salespeople to become lazy. And it's because it's been taking work away from them and they're handling their walk-in traffic. Now, salespeople, this is not an excuse for you. You do still need to recognize that this is not going anywhere, and technology exists to help you build and grow your circle of influence. If you're not using that technology, that's your fault, not the business development centers. But to the BDC, I want you guys to recognize that that slogan of "we teach people how to treat us" still exists, and it is still true. And although the BDCs have not been around long enough to really kind of feed that, it is still going to happen. Since day one, whenever we've been advertising, whether it's an ad for subprime credit, whether or not we've been putting low lease payments on there, customers have been trained to start reading the disclaimers. They've been reading articles online about the word tracks we use when we're on the showroom floor. We have always been teaching customers on how to treat us. And as customers come in and they act a certain way, we as salespeople start getting upset at those customers. But we forget the fact the only reason why they act like that is because we taught them to act like that. But for the business development centers, we've now kind of shifted how we handle phone calls. And we've taught appointment coordinators how to handle phone calls. And if you've been in part of them, you'll realize that you've got maybe 5 or 10 pieces of paper that are designed with word tracks and a script to handle any rebuttal or any scenario differently. And that is all that they do. Now, I've had the privilege and luxury to sit in a number of training classes. I've been part of trying to grow business development centers. And I can tell you that if you go out and you hire an outside company to help design your BDC, okay, and they give you the training, they give you the word tracks, they give you the forms, they give you everything to do, if you think that company designed this process just for your dealership alone, you're crazy. Because it has been duplicated over and over and over and over and over again. So ask yourself, in 2 to 3 years, in 5 years, when a customer goes through this cycle of buying a car and they call up and they start to get used to the idea that this is how the dealerships are handling their phone calls, and they're not receiving that instant gratification that they were hoping for. Instead, they're receiving a phone call from someone dancing around what they're really trying to accomplish, which is when they contact the dealership, they're looking for instant gratification. They're looking for someone to help them and to help them find out a need for their vehicle and to get their attention different than the other guy. So if we put a BDC in place and it was a solution to a problem that, frankly, as a dealer group, your phone calls were handling horribly, okay? People were not getting phone calls, they were not getting names, they were not getting numbers, they were not getting appointments. And you realize, I got to stop this because I'm spending far too much money to let my people handle my phone calls and not get appointments and not get names and not get numbers. Really, so I get it, right? And salespeople, for not doing it, shame on you. But are you creating another problem? Are you teaching customers on how to treat you the next time that phone call comes up? Are you complicating things too much with the plethora of different forms that they have to fill out? Are customers going to become wise to the fact that when they call, you're dancing around their real issue and simply coming up with a way to set the appointment? Because listen, the scripts, they work fantastic. They do just what they're designed to do. Because at the end of that phone call, you got the customer to say yes to an appointment. You got their name, you got their phone number, you got their email address, you got everything that you were needed to do. But if the customer at no point felt that you were really listening to them or really trying to help them or offered anything of value to them, are they committed to that appointment that you created? And if this is becoming a process that is going to become wise to customers, because let's face it, it will only be a short time before people start writing about the business development center processes and things to watch out for. I guarantee you there will be a number of articles written online teaching customers how to get past this. So, all I'm saying is pay attention to it. I'm not saying stop it. I'm not saying that it doesn't work, because it works. It's working better than if it existed back on the showroom floor, because you're getting more appointments and you're retaining more information, and that follow-up process is a whole lot greater. Having someone, a designated person, handling those concerns of outgoing calls and incoming calls makes sense. Just ask yourself, are you teaching customers how to treat us? Not necessarily today, but tomorrow. Part of me wants to say yes, you are. If you have your own thoughts or opinions on it, please leave a comment below, and I'll be glad to engage the conversation. Thank you.